A small village surrounded by farmland became one of the biggest council estates in the country, where generations of families grew up. The creation of Speke Estate started in the 1930s to house communities moved out of the post-industrial slums and into more sanitary and spacious houses. It was inspired by the Garden City movement, which hoped to create self-contained communities in areas surrounded by green belts. With overcrowded slums in cities across the UK after the Industrial Revolution, the Garden City concept was seen as a solution to these problems. Although World War II delayed the progress of the plans, the new estate soon went hand in hand with the industry in the area as people flocked to the new factories for work. The plans were made to turn Speke into a self-contained satellite town, with a huge development of council houses and its own facilities, including shops and community centres.
And within that self-contained estate came something which was locally known as the parade. Shops, shops and more shops. So this is all that remains of Speke Parade to this day. It was demolished in 2008 to make way for a new health centre and playing fields, but we'll get onto that a little later. So the parade used to be one big massive oval shaped road, and it was one way at the time. Now I went past it today and I noticed a gate open, and it pretty much shows an old ghost road from back in the day when the parade was in use. And I'll just spin you around and show you the gate. So I think this gate is used for council access to cut the playing fields. So let's just stop here for a moment. And this is what it looks like today, obviously. And then back in 2008, that's what it looked like. So it was just after it closed, the Google car couldn't get down. And today, this little plot of land remains. So we've got a big massive, is it a 5G antenna? And this is what we're left with today. We got the sports centre just there, and the library and the one-stop shop. So let's see if anything actually remains from the old parade days. I don't think anything, to be honest, but yeah, exists. Like, it's all been kind of landscaped and that. So there's playing fields to the left there, here to the right, sorry, which we'll get to in a minute. And then there's the old Austin Rawlinson Sports Centre, which is still in use as Lifestyles, I think. So yeah, the parade used to carry on from Conleach Road there, where I've just entered it, in that gate. And it just went right along past the police station and then picked up Central Ave. And this little plot still remains. And I'm not quite sure, as I say, what it was for, because it was gated off. And you've got a little bit of the fence here, so the playing fields ripped down. So one can only assume that it was access to cut these, this grass over here. Parkland School, it was just to my left, and it's another school now. So I'm just going to take a walk up to the top to see if we can see anything from its former days as it was North Parade, it was known as. So this just takes us up now to the car park of the new health centre, and there is something in that car park really interesting which I want to show you in a minute. Right, now onto these playing fields. So I'm not quite sure if these playing fields used to form part of Parkland School. So Parkland School closed in about 2014, I think, and I think these were playing fields for that school. And when the school closed, I think they opened this up to public and closed it off, because there's two public access gates on the South Parade. And if you look back on Google Maps, they're not there. So I think when the school closed, it was opened. But if anyone knows, please drop a comment below. So yeah, you're left with what is it? It's two grass football pitches, which in my opinion have seen better days. You can just see a goal there, and essentially I think it's just used for dog walking. You've got, the usual kind of dry grass getting set on fire, rubbish, and your, what do you call it? People doing balloons, should we say. So I'm just going to take a walk around the perimeter, show you some of the rusted goals, and then we're going to be heading up that way, and I'm going to explain something else in a minute. So Parkland School shut due to low pupil numbers 2014, I'm pretty sure it was. And as I say, yeah, it's just, this is kind of like just left in its shadow now. I've never seen anyone use these pictures, and in all honesty, I don't think you can use these anymore. It's slightly overgrown. I'm not quite sure if the council do maintain them. So I'm just going to walk around the perimeter, show you these goalposts which have seen better days. Health centre to my left, just there. Right, so here's one goalpost. As you can see, it's quite rusted. Not quite sure if they had nets, I don't think so. But there's remnants of the old net and nail on the back of the fencing, just to stop any balls going over. So yeah, this used to be, let me see, I think it's where they had the market. So the parade was like here, and then the market, the end was here, I think. But yeah, so there's one of the entrances there, and as you can see on Google Maps, that was not there a few years ago. To be fair, like, I haven't seen much rubbish. That's all good. Obviously there's a bit of dog crap, like, but you know, that's to be expected. But yeah, interesting. I'm just trying to figure out if this part of the grass here, I think, let me see, this must have been the road, I think. Or was it that? I don't know. Well, anyway, it ran up here anyway, so here's another goal. This one has a nice little bush at the end, as you can see right here. Here's the ones that smell as well. I can't remember what they're called. So the old sports centre used to be called Austin Rawlinson, I think. Been here for quite a long time. It's now the Lifestyles. I think that's where my mate used to go diving in there, or dive training. So we're just going to walk up here. I'm going to show you something else. So this area used to be Speke Park, and it went from Conleach Road to Ganworth Road, and it was demolished. Well, when I say demolished, it was kind of landscaped for the what is now Morrison's and all the retail units. It was quite a big park. It was kind of like half grass and trees and a little path going through it. And then towards the end, which I'm going to show you something really cool in a minute, just behind Colin Sykes there was like a bit of a concrete feature, should we say. So I'm just going to take a walk around the sports centre, because I'm thinking maybe you can access Morrison's from this area. I don't know. I think you can. Oh yeah, so the gate's open there. So yeah, that used to be Parkland School behind me. I think it's still a school, but I don't quite know what kind of school it is. Answers on a postcard. I did read it the other day, but I've completely and utterly forgot. So I think it's still a school. It was closed for a while. It's reopened as something else now. So yeah, this used to be the, whoop, there's a bee. This used to be the kind of area that took you onto the North Parade. So Speke Park, yeah, I remember it well, very well. So I'm just behind the Lifestyles now. There's all little nooks and crannies around here I didn't know about. Is that open today? I don't think so. All these windows here, all original windows from when it was built back in the day. Now there is a photograph I'm going to put up, and I'm not quite sure where it was taken, but it was from the old Speke Park days. I'll put it up now, and it just shows the corner of the sports centre. And as I say, I'm not quite sure what angle. I'm assuming maybe the front, because the name is actually showing. So I'm assuming it's the front, but I'm sure they had one on the back as well. I just cannot remember. That gate's open. which I find quite bizarre. So I'm thinking, are these the new playing fields? I don't know. If anyone knows, please drop a comment below. So let's have a quick look while we're here. Main entrance, is it open? Nope, it's not open today. Bank holiday Monday. And talking about parade, Liverpool's parade is on today, so I'm going to wrap this up, have something to eat, and then head on up to town. But yeah, let's have a look at this. Playing fields, I don't know. Are they for the school or are they just for in general? I don't know. But yeah, that's the back of the what was Parkland School. Right, so I'm just cutting through this little path which connects Conleach to Morrison's car park. So we've got a building here, South Liverpool Homes, one-stop shop, adult learning centre, lesson centre, youth and community centre. So that answers the question to what that is. So I thought it was, let me see. No, I've got it wrong. That is the Lifestyles. I actually thought that was this building. So where we just said there, that I think that's the one-stop shop. It's actually not. It's this one here. So I got that completely wrong. That's the Lifestyles, Austin Rawlinson, and then the one next to it there. Kind of get a bit disorientated here. So yeah, this one here, which does actually back on to Parkland School. Right, so we're just in the car park of the health centre. Just gone past the police station there, and I think it's either closed down or it's getting done up. Scaffold round it and all that. I think that's probably why Halewood Police Station all of a sudden's burst into life. So anyway, yeah, the car park of the health centre, and this, what you see alongside me just here, is what remains of Speke Park. Now, this little thing here used to be one of the ways in and ways out of the park, and it still remains to this day, and I think it's rather cool that they've just left it. And you've got quite a few pillars and gates to remind you of the past. You've also got some bollards as well, which I think were they for the park? I'm not quite sure. I think these could be new, these bollards just here. I'm not sure if they're from the park days or if they were put there after this health centre opened, I don't know. So yeah, all that there used to be, let me just get the camera up, Speke Park. And I think it's bloody cool that they've kept all these kind of like little features as well. So that's where we were before. This is a continuation of the North Parade Road. And the road used to come down here and then just pick up this one here. I can't remember what that road name's called now. Behind Colin Sykes and then onto Central Ave. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little look at this police station. You've got those weird camera alarms that when you're walking it sets it off, and security coming or whatnot. I'm going to check out these two phone boxes as well, because these two phone boxes used to be really busy at one time, and I just walked past now and I think they're just like literally just, I think they just give up. So yeah, we're just behind Colin Sykes and what's left of the parade. But look at that, I just think that's cool. That just takes me back, right back to when it was a road in use. Yeah, so this was the road here. So the road used to continue down here and then pick this up here, as you can see there. And then there was a big pavement, I remember now, yeah, the pavement was quite large. So the road we were on before was actually the other side of that fence. But yeah, pretty cool to see that anyway. Merseyside Police, Speke. I think it's going to be locked up, this place, isn't it? Ah, okay, so let me see. This station is now closed to the public. I'm sure my mate said that I think it was getting turned into something. I don't think it was going to end up becoming a police station again. But yeah, that was the former Speke police station. And these are the former phone boxes outside. This one's got a length of carpet in. Still working as well. Just in need of a bloody good clean. As you can see there, North Parade. Someone spelled that wrong. And then this one, look at the kip of that. I don't think that's well gone, that. There's nothing in there. How old is that? Oops, just kicked a bit of glass. Yeah, look at the state of that. Absolutely mashed. Really? So last port of call is Morrison's car park, and I'll just give you a little overview of what we're going to see when we get there. So in 1953, during the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, there was a pole erected to commemorate that occasion in Speke Park. Now, when the parade was built, they basically just built the parade around this pole, and when they demolished the parade in 2008, the pole was moved to the car park of Morrison's. It remains there to this day, and that's what we're going to see right now. So if you take a walk through the middle of the car park, just opposite TK Maxx, you will see that. Now this is that pole I've just mentioned. On the top has a crown, and I do believe that it was once, well, it once used to light up, I think. But yeah, just concrete and ironwork on the top, I think. And it was moved there now, so they've just got some benches where you can just sit and chill and probably remember Queen Elizabeth. But I don't think I've really seen anyone use these benches. It's just been like, you know, just no one. Well, I've never seen anyone sit here, and I come here all the time. So let's have a little sit down. Oh, and a little look at this pole. Right, here's another quick pic. Top of Conleach Road, just by TK Maxx. I think this is the right position for this picture. So if you just look at those railings on the right there, and where TK Maxx is now, you will see the old, with the tennies, I can't remember now. Big row of houses and flats just went right down to Morrison's. So that is the end of this video, and it's mad to think that this area now I'm walking on used to be all just a park, hence the name of the old school, Parkland School. So yeah, I just got a bit disorientated before. I thought that Lifestyles was the one-stop shop, probably because I don't come here really, and like it just looks the same colour. So yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, I've got a few more videos to do today. I've got the Liverpool parade, which I'm going to get down to town for around about 4 o'clock and film the end of that. On the Strand, I've got another site which I could potentially go to right now. The weather is turning, and I'm told that in about an hour it's going to be a complete and utter washout. So yeah, anyway, that's the end of that one. Any memories of Speke, please drop a comment below. I've got another video on Speke to do, which will probably be maybe next week or something like that. But anyway, look out for that one. And if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It is free. If you want to see amazing videos like this, yeah, just drop a thumbs up if you like the video, and a comment below if you live in the area of Speke and what are your memories of the old parade. So anyway, yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next adventure.